Welcome to part 2 of this recording on the Supreme Court case on the petition against Uhuru Kenyatta's election as president. Okay, now on to it right away. Now actually the whole, the long and short of this particular case and the whole drama will be centered on the responses of IEBC and Jubilee. Because there's a lot of evidence that NASA have brought forward. I have no idea what Jubilee lawyers mean by saying, oh, the evidence is shallow, there's nothing there, Jubilee will definitely win. I have no idea what they mean, okay? But I would think that this is just the usual grandstanding, which Jubilee are very good at. You know, it's still a political contest, so you don't show your opponent. The last thing you want to do is to show your opponent that they're winning, okay? Even if they're winning, yeah? The natural thing in politics is to appear that you're winning right up to the bitter end when you lose, yeah? That's the whole idea of politics. And of course, politics has been carried into the courtroom, it seems, because all I've been hearing from the Jubilee lawyers is shallow evidence, shallow evidence. But when I look at what NASA actually have, shallow is not really the word, unless nimesahau kizungu yangu, yeah? Unless I've forgotten the English language, shallow is not really the word to describe the evidence. Yeah, maybe they would even have used another word like it is challengeable. Yeah, that I would have been more comfortable with that word. But when they say shallow evidence, I fail to completely understand what they mean. Anyway, this whole thing of Jubilee is really something Kenyans need. You know, both sides of the political divide, they really need to ask themselves some very, very important questions. Okay, one of the most important questions I would like to ask is, why did Jubilee cheer? Why were they so relieved? Why were they so happy when NASA said that they were going to court after all? Why? Because sincerely, if you know that you have stolen an election, and I can tell you for sure Jubilee have stolen this election, okay, there's overwhelming evidence which I've seen, okay, but I'm not the Supreme Court, and neither do I make the decisions. I'm just talking to you as an analyst on the ground, what I have seen. Okay, so naturally, if you know that something like that has happened, then when people go to court, you should be worried. And even if you grandstand, you should be very, very worried. And anyway, it's one thing to grandstand, you know, talk big and talk like you're winning, and it's another thing to show genuine delight, genuine celebration, which is what I saw from the Jubilee camp. It was genuine. That was not grandstanding. It was very genuine relief, very genuine joy. Now, of course, this would get somebody very worried, because it means that Jubilee knows something that the rest of Kenyans don't know about this case. Okay? Because looking at the facts, that was not the right reaction. Anyway, this is Kenya, and we know that things happen, yes. Because in 2013 is when people had a lot of faith in the Supreme Court, especially because the Chief Justice was a man with a very distinguished track record of being an activist. He was even jailed at one time, yeah, for fighting for the freedoms which we enjoy today. And this man was finally the Chief Justice. People were expecting a lot, including myself. But in the end, the judgment left a lot to be desired. Yeah? Even legal experts are still looking at it and shaking their heads, and you know, pointing to all sorts of gaps and holes in that particular judgment. So coming to 2017, we don't have Judge Mutunga there anymore. He's no longer the Chief Justice. We have somebody new. We do not have anybody there with a track record that would say can be able to stand up to the kind of pressure I'm sure will be coming in from the government and its agents. Yes. Okay, because this is the presidency we're talking about, yeah? And of course the president's handlers, very powerful people, are not going to just sit back and watch the presidency being taken away from them. That's a fact, court or no court. Okay, so these are the sort of things that would not put much confidence in NASA supporters. However, there's one small difference that is a huge difference from where I sit, and this is the fact that the person who's the lead counsel for NASA is none other than Senator James Orengo. Now, Senator James Orengo has a very long track record of being an activist, but not only that, he has also got a very long, distinguished career in the bar. Yeah, he's been a lawyer for a very long time, and he has fought very big cases. Yes, this is a man who understands the law pretty well. Okay. Now, last time in 2013, according to me, the biggest mistake NASA at that time CORD made was that they were very overconfident, and you know, they were so confident that the people whom they send into the court, they send in. Can I say they played their? It's like a team. You don't play your first team, you play your second 11. They send in the second 11, while the really experienced big lawyers like the late Mutula Kilonzo, James Orengo, even people like Amos Wako, who have served in the judiciary as Attorney General for very many years. All those people were benched, yes, and then the second 11 went on to the field. Yes, that was overconfidence. But this time round, they're not taking any chances. So that to me is a plus, and that should make this case very exciting. And as I've said before, and I'm going to repeat, whatever happens, this case is going to be a landmark case. It's going to be talked about many years from today. That one I can assure you. However the case goes, whichever side it does, because there's so many factors at play here. The point in our history it's coming in where we have had so many stolen elections, and somebody is trying to change that, turn around that situation, etc., etc. It's going to be very interesting, that's for sure. And I think most of all, which is very important to me, is that Kenyans are going to be able to get a glimpse into what exactly happened. Okay? It is okay even if somebody finds a legal technicality to be able to make the evidence completely useless, yeah, in terms of getting the decision of IEBC overturned. That is okay. But still, Kenyans will be able to learn what happened. And I think this is one of the good things about this particular trial. There are a lot of people who have been talking like like nothing happened, like actually there's no reason NASA should be in court. This should have been an okay win, yes. And you remember this, most of you listen to this channel regularly, you're very much aware of the strong language I've been using. Massive fraud. You know, I don't use words carelessly, okay? But now you're going to get to learn exactly what I meant when I emphasized massive fraud. Yes, we're all going to be able to see that, which is a good thing. And of course, I'll be here to keep you up to date. I will cover this particular Supreme Court hearings. I'll be able to give you inside details exactly what's going on, to make sure that those in this channel are always ahead. They always know exactly what is happening on the ground. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.